So if you have a question, maybe you can just signify by a raise of hand and we'll take your question.
All right, thank you so much. My question is, should we mention of low budget, but you are expecting something big? Of course, there is nobody that doesn't like something big. And then in that situation, you really need this big, but the money is not enough as maybe the time of that event. What can be done to still make this stuff look big to people, but you yourself deep down you know that no, you didn't actually do well, but I just need more like that.
First off, I would think that the major thing you want to focus on is your number of guests. Because if you want a very high value event and you're thinking of feeding 300 people, of course, the caterer is here. She can tell you that when you multiply that, it's going to be a lot. But if you cut down your budget to like 100, it's significantly going to affect what your budget will be, and you can still get that kind of experience.
Maybe your guest size is 500 guests and you don't have so much money as regards catering. You can reduce the variety. Like what we do in Mega Treat Catering Services, we have different categories. Menu 1 is cheaper. Menu 2, based on the variety. You can now say, okay, cut down the variety, let everybody eat. Food is the most important thing. Once they are eating, some people, their budget is low. Like a client that came recently, the list of food she gave me was too much, like far more than her budget, you understand? You can cut off. There's nothing wrong with you serving only jollof rice, chicken, more plantain and all that. There are events you go there that you go there and you see that it's only swallow rice they are serving. It's cheaper. Do you understand? So if you don't want to cut on the number of guests, you can also cut on the variety because more variety requires more cost.
Talking about that one you call the first menu, first category, is it that it's not going to, is the quality still the same compared to what you have for the premium? Or it's just the variety we're talking about?
The quality is the same, it's just the variety.
Swallow, not with the continental dishes, not with the hot plates.
Yes,
those
no
kind of
hot
stuff.
plates, When you want extra, you should be ready to pay. Do you understand? So your event will still be classy. Like people would think you've spent so much, but at a cheaper rate.
If they tell me that the guest is 1,000, I would assume that they want to recognize at least 3 to 5% of that crowd. That's more work for me because I, for one, if I want to host your event, I want to get all the necessary things before that time because a week to the event, your head is in so many places, you are not concentrating, you cannot really give me what I want. So right before when we're doing our consultation and everything, I'll ask you to send me names of people that might be there. Then like a week to that time, I'll confirm if these people are still coming. It's 100K. Of course it's not. If it's 100K and you tell me that it is just 50 guests, that does not mean I'll reduce my money compared to somebody that's doing the 500 guests. So that for me, number of guests does not matter so much to me, but I just want to be very prepared before that time. I just want to know so that I know that this is what I'm going to be facing on that day, so that I'll be very, very prepared for the most part for me. So I'll get their details and I'm able to recognize them properly. That's one of the reasons why I would want to charge very well. But for the most part, I use my rate card. If you're planning to get wedded and you're confused about what is important and what is not, think about this. In 10 years, when you have your kids and you want to play a video of your wedding to them, what are those things that you want to see that you make you proud and happy, like, I had a good wedding? Those are the things that are important. So with that in mind, it will help you know that things like, for me, photography, videography, decor, food, and of course, MC. is non-negotiable. Say? No. Planner ties the whole thing up together. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say out of experience. I had a wedding last week, Friday to be precise. We did not have a planner. I had to do so many things. I literally begged this client to get a planner because I know without a planner, timelines would be short. Things cannot get organized on time. Like maybe everything cannot just work together because photography might not know when to start, when to end, when to tell them to wrap up, let's go to church, let's do all that. So a planner is, you cannot even think about it. You cannot think about it. You have to have a planner in anything you're doing from like in this year going forward, of course, because you cannot just do it. Because I'll say this as an expo. If a planner reaches out to me for an event, the way I communicate with them is different from where a client reach out to me. I might give the planner a very good discount because of relationship. And a client, I don't have a relationship with you, of course, except we're going to build one. But I wouldn't give you as much discount as I will give to a planner.
Spoke about you love to work with the event planner. I had a question in mind. I was going to ask that what are the basic questions you ask your clients, let's say a couple, because I believe you want to ask them know one or two things, but then you now said you prefer to work with the event planner. So now if you're working with the event planner, do you have access to the clients to ask them those questions? I mean, like get to know them, get to know what they want, or the event planner will just
but the client was fast enough to go and book without the planner's consent, and they still was the same person, and the person, well, in this case the decorator got better payment because the planner was cut short. So as a client, I would advise that once you get engaged, the next thing you do is just get the planner first. Then the planner will guide you, and you know what are important. And from this sheet, you tell these are the things I need to put in my budget that I will not compromise on. But these other things are not so important. I can just leave them out and that kind of thing. So that's my thoughts, though. But I believe I believe I share the same thoughts with everyone after these conversations we just had, because it's an eye opener to a lot of us. Even I myself, I learned a few things about, because I learned a few things about planning and all that today, and I believe getting a planner is non-negotiable. So yeah.
Process of event planning, there's usually vendors meeting just before your event. So at the vendors meeting, that's where you get to meet these vendors. You tell them what you want, you can express yourself the way you like it, but before then, the planner is there to give us all the updates on how you want your events and your thoughts.
So, like for the MC, there's really no need for the MC to meet the client.
So at that point, you can have access to the MC or even all your vendors and tell them what you want and what you don't want.
Yeah, and sometimes the client requests that they want to have a meeting with I'll talk for myself, right? Sometimes they ask that they want to have a meeting with me even before the vendors meeting. Most times we do it virtually, and they just share their thoughts, their expectations. I have a form I share with planners that they share with the couple that entails everything I want to know. Everything I want to know, from their expectations, their number of guests, from their names, where they're from. Sometimes family dynamics is very important. I need to know all that. Sometimes maybe the parents of the groom, the father and the mother, are no more together. So if I know that, I know how to handle the event. But if I do not know that, I'll be put in the middle of something I'm not aware of. So most times I ask all these questions so that I know, then I know how to really do it. Sometimes maybe the father, I want to put father-daughter dance on my program when the father and the daughter does not have very good relationship. Because of that, so that's why I ask all these questions so that I know that, okay, no, this is not going to happen, and I'll do something else, that kind of thing. So I have, sometimes if they request, I have a meeting with them, but if not, I wait till the vendors meeting and we share thoughts and get clarity about everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
We have the personal value, we have the experiential value, and then the outcome value. But my question is it possible to actually handle all this value and avoid any confusion?
I think from the budget, when you place priorities, so that in case one item falls under extra, you can easily do away with it or reduce, like something like souvenir. I for one do not think that is important. So if you have the money, of course. If you're expecting 200 guests and you want to do 150 souvenirs, but your money is not enough, you do 100 and that's so it's still fine, this kind of stuff. So I believe every category of the items on your budget would have those would be the must have, those that will be experiential, the visual and extra. So they are all in category, so not your entire budget per se, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Want to have an event that you want your guests to be happy about and you will be happy about, and when you think about it in the nearest future, 5-10 years, and you look back and you see pictures and videos from the events, think about the things that you want to be seen and what you think is important to you. Those are the things you should prioritize at this time. Those are my final words.
When you're planning an event, work according to your strengths. Don't, maybe some people want to plan event, they want to impress people, they want to break the bank, bring up everything. In planning your wedding, I don't know the type of event, please just work within your budgets. So I think that we forget that our weddings is also our parents' wedding. Like it's much a big day to you as it is for them as well. And what I would think is to find out what is important to you and stick to what is important to you and let them have also what is important to them. For example, if you want to do Burgundy and champagne, and it's important to you to keep Burgundy and champagne, and they say they want to do orange and green, you can say, you know what, people can wear orange and green, but your table will be at the back. So it's not, I'm saying like it's possible to find a way where you have what you want and they have what they want. You reach a compromise. So you're not changing what you want, you're not changing what they want. Because if we keep looking at weddings as, it's my wedding, I want to do what me and my spouse want, every mother anticipates the day their daughter is going to get married. The very day she held you, she's been waiting for these very moments. You also have to like keep that in mind that she's been looking forward to this for her whole life. It's as important to her as it is to you. Same with your dad, same with the people. And that's why there's a lot of pressure from the groom's family and the bride's family. So as much as you want it to be your day, you also have to always think of their request from a part of it's their special day and they also want it to shine and be the way they have always, the way you have a dream wedding is how unfortunately, they also have a dream wedding for their child. So it's now how do we merge these two dreams so that everybody is happy. So usually I would tell people to do hard compromises. Oh, I don't want swallow. I want amala and gbegiri. And then you want to do intercontinental dishes. Okay, that's fine. I don't like amala and gbegiri. Do not look nice close to each other. So the amala stand will be at this side so that people that want to eat amala will go to this side. And the intercontinental will be at this side, right? Those kind of things allows you have yours and they have theirs. So when they're not coming to say, no, we don't want it there, you can now push back because I have given you a bit of what you want. But if you push back on everything they are doing, you would get married and what you've done is probably hurt your parents and you don't want to do that.
Caterers. There's a difference between when the client himself books the caterer and when a planner books the caterer. Why is there a gap in this thing? Because sometimes they'll feel like, oh, you are not my boss. like I'm delivering to this person, like the clients. I don't know if you understand what I'm
I
saying.
know what you're saying perfectly, but
It's always different from
I think it has
you.
to do with individuals. I told her, there's no, you can't even instruct me because you didn't bring me here. So when she saw that I was the other caterer, she was very happy. She came around and said, please, Mega Treats, help me, you know. So most times I don't know why it's like that. I think it depends on the personality involved, you understand. But to me, it doesn't matter. We're all working for a common goal and that's it.